Once again, the Taiwanese Hong Kong Starcraft scene has been outstanding. Listen, I get that when it comes to the global stage, they don't hold a candle to the Europeans right now. But in terms of a spectator sport, this is where the cool is. The chance of you getting a ride of a game just seems to shoot right up whenever you watch one of these pro players. And if you're a fan of creative builds, now that SOS is retired, Haz is kind of the undisputed king. And speaking of which, he just went gas before Gateway, so hold on to your hats. Though I was not actually expecting cheese, because Haz typically will go for a standard game when he's playing somebody who plays a lot. And watch this, I suspect you're about to see something weird. Yes, you are. Look at that. He was not hatch blocked, yet the Zerg probe is acting like he's hatch blocked. This is a thing that GogojOey does. I'll try to take a shot at explaining why in the post game. But it's like he's been hatch blocked so many times he just concedes his natural, even when the attack isn't there. I hold you Protoss responsible for poor GogojOey. You know who you are. Gateway down for Protoss? Our Zerg player in the bottom right is known as Advance Kangaroo, but you can just call him GogojOey!
Current world rank 88.
Well, that sounds like good luck for a Chinese player. Make no mistake, GogojOey is the #1 player in all of Hong Kong. Nexus before core? Don't forget, standard builds is something our Protoss players' repertoire has!
Current world rank 50.
Haz is, of course, the #1 player in Taiwan, and has been ever since breakfast cereals. That's a long time, people. Breakfast cereals have been around for a while. I feel like GogojOey's second base choice was a bit of a risk. I grant you there are no good third base locations on Lightshade, but the triangular third base location is really open. No elevation, and it can be hit by 3 different attack paths. Okay, I'll get over it, but I'm just saying it's inferior to the natural. Haz gets himself a forge, but he's a little late for his legendary cannon rush. Ling speed underway for GogojOey. He's gonna inspect his natural for hiding probes. Haz actually got himself a sentry first after his core finished. That overlord needs to get back on his perching point where he can't be seen. No tech choice for Haz, unless you count the forge. GogojOey makes me happy and finally takes his natural as his third. Okay, Haz is gonna start up a Twilight Council. GogojOey sending 4 Lings across the map here. Overlord dude, you gotta stay on that perching point. Oh, I see, he's trying to suck away the defense. Lings are gonna try to sneak inside where the stalker isn't looking. There's a probe for the block. Probe dies, Lings are in. But he needs to get up to the main if he wants to see anything. He does not. Joey decides not to sack his Lings. They pretty much die anyway, and he doesn't get the info he wanted. Kudos to the dead Overlord for the distraction. He definitely fooled me. It was a cool gambit, it just didn't work. But hey, we did get to see a rare Zerg First Blood, so there's that. And now the crowd gets to see what Haz is up to. This looks like a build he busted out back in the spring of this year. The Zealot Charge upgrade with an early +1 attack. GogojOey's Overlord is in position to see it. This is an aggressive attacking build. How will the Zerg react? If the Protoss catches the Zerg with nothing but Lings, they can really die to this. Zerg immediately starts up his lair. But where's the Roach Warren? I think he's gotta have a Baneling Nest or a Roach Warren. Another Overlord's gonna give his life, but this time it was well spent. GogojOey's adding Queens, but this is not a double Stargate. Okay, there's the Roach Warren. If I've actually seen this build, GogojOey has to know it very well. He adds that Evo chamber. He's gonna need that to negate the +1, which is already more than halfway done at this point. Well, hold on, now Haz is expanding, which is not consistent with an aggressive attack. One possibility is this is a fake, meant to mislead the Zerg. Yes, he's showing it to GogojOey. Maybe he even cancels this, I don't know. Or it's so he can transition if his Zealot attack doesn't work. Or it's none of the above and he's going for a Dark Shrine. Methinks this is a very layered strategy by a mad alchemist. He's got a lot of charge slots, is he gonna use them? GogojOey finishes lair and goes for Roach speed and +1 range. He's feeling the Roach power, but he doesn't actually have any yet. Oh yeah, Haz is gonna go. Charge is done. A midpoint overlord is gonna spot this. Collect call to Zerg base. Will you accept the charges? Get it? Zealot charges? Oh, I'm gonna have to apologize for that one. What will Haz's point of attack be? The queens are using the hatch as a choke point, but it's not tight enough. The zealots get in there. The queens are gonna get ripped to pieces. The lings get surrounded, but it doesn't matter. The roaches really need to get up in the morning. There are 2 queens in the mineral line with excellent position, but Haz is going to be able to just brute force it. Drones are starting to die. The roaches need to get here to turn this around. But the Zerg third, aka the second, is going to get trashed. 20 dead drones as Haz departs. There was no time or space for a drone pull. And now Haz is going to repeat that at the natural. But the roaches are finally here. GogojOey has been cranking them out. Haz is confident. He's actually streaming zealots across the map. That could be a mistake because the roaches, if micro, can really put a beating on a zealot. Haz decides to claim some more drones as his trophies. At this point, Haz has double the workers of his opponent. It's fair to say that Haz has done damage. And it's not the kind that your insurance company covers. Besides, who can afford the deductible anyway? The lings are gonna slow the zealots from escaping, which means the roaches are gonna tear them up. But Haz doesn't care. The income disparity is insane. He's mining twice as much as the Zerg. And by the time GogojOey gets his +1, Haz is gonna have +1 armor. And the Dark Shrine is kicked in. 4 DTs on the way. Oh, there's no Overseer on the field. There is no Spore. There is no detection. And so Zerg is soon to have no drones. Look at this, people. Protoss absolutely cooking the Zerg, and there's no Stargate in the kitchen. And Overseer hustles over, but it's too late to save the hatch. Oh, it's the Archon recall maneuver. That's so hard to pull off. Did he do it? He got one. One made it out. So GogojOey has the bigger army right now. That's pretty much all he's got going for him. The pressure's on him to do some significant return damage right now. He knows it. He's moving his forces out. But Haz isn't going to make it easy for him. He's adding shield batteries. Oh, forget that. Haz is just going to ride out to meet him. It's old-fashioned charge lot Archon. The Ravagers do outrange those Archons. If they can find some space, they can kite here. But Haz has pushed his Zerg all the way back to the creep, and there are 2 zealots for every road. And it's GG. GogojOey can't stomach that kind of math. That was a fine game. Can we talk about that? So the thing is, this strategy is designed to hit when the Zerg is sitting on lings and queens. With +1 attack, a zealot now kills a ling in 2 strikes instead of 3. That's actually a dramatic difference. What's neat about this is Haz seems to evolve the strat, so instead of being an all-in, he can expand behind it and even transition to DTs, who also benefit from the +1. This is good because this strategy, this charge +1 strategy, has a shelf life. Once Zerg has roaches or banelings, it's no longer cost-effective. Oh yeah, why does GogojOey hatch block himself? I've never actually heard him explain this in an interview, so full honestly, I don't really know. This is just my guess. There are 2 theories. One is that he's learned that it's actually easier to defend the inevitable attack on the Zerg third if it's already up and at full health producing units. But I don't buy it. The second is that if you always take your second base at your third base location, you only have to practice 1 build. This makes it easier on the brain to macro, and you'll always know where everything is instead of adapting to where your base is on any given game. That's actually why I think he's doing it. But again, this is me guessing. Lastly, we gotta give props to Haz for that sick DT Archon recall escape. Granted, 2 DTs died, but trust me, it's not uncommon for all the units to die when a player tries to pull this off. But this is cool. The DTs merge just to get the extra HP juicing them up so they can survive the recall process. Remember, once you click recall, the unit is vulnerable for 4 seconds, which is an eternity. You gotta select the DTs, you gotta click merge, You gotta ready the strategic recall and you gotta aim it. And you gotta do all that in a split second. And that is what I call a
micro moment.
This is a winner's match. If Haz wins the next one, he's safely out of the group. Loser of this series has to go to a decider's match and could still be knocked out. Nobody wants that, so let's see how it plays out. Adjutant, if you would please.
The game begins now.
Okay, sure. Has dismantled GogojOey pretty handily, but can he repeat that stunt underwater? All I really know is we're gonna get some great death animations. Several of which have aged like a fine wine. Low ground pylon for Protoss, Overlord number 2 for the Zerg. Because of these players' mutual prominence in the local region, they've actually squared off 25 times in the last year. Haz has definitely won the lion's share. But in their last outing, it was GogojOey who won 2 games to 1. There's that gate and go. Haz knows he doesn't need the hatch block. I actually don't know if Haz is a hatch blocker. I shouldn't defame him like that. Regardless, GogojOey's gonna do his thing and self-block himself. Oh man, no words. Who am I kidding? I always have words. And speaking of words, my favorite possessive verb in the past tense has always been HAS! Of course, that might be the only past possessive verb. Hey, when that Friends reunion finally happens, I won't be cheering Gogo Ross or Gogo Chandler. Only GogojOey! Okay, there's the extractor pool, but we've got an early forge out of Protoss here. And there's the proxy pylon. This is real. This is a genuine Haz cannon rush. Haz is not bothering to try to hide it. He put it right in range of that hatch's vision. No drones are being pulled here. This is pretty chill. Zerg's just gonna calmly take his natural. GogojOey might actually just concede here. He could cancel. I'm not sure he can expect to let this finish and still save it. Haz makes a single cannon. This is kind of eerie. It's like a ghost town out here. The probe is like dancing by himself with an overlord to cheer him on. There's the cancel. Now Haz is gonna be able to cancel the cannon. I kinda like this. GogojOey refuses to play ball, he just rebuilds elsewhere. But the Zerg hatcheries are really delayed. Protoss is also delayed, he invested in a pylon. Oh, he let the cannon finish. It's a 250 mineral investment to delay the Zerg. We have to think about the math on that as to whether Haz got value. Zerg lost absolutely 0 mining time. Props to Joey, I don't know if I'd have the stones to do that. Haz expands, his core's already completed, and he's got an adept getting chrono boosted out. He also paid for an early zealot, which is now rushing down south. This is not a charged lot, and it's vulnerable to getting surrounded by lings. Though since GogojOey only has 2 at the moment, I suppose the surround is something he can't quite pull off. Maybe a flank? Another proxy pylon. Haz wants to see if he can delay the hatch again. The zealot's gonna protect the pylon. GogojOey has more lings on the way though. Haz is making a Stargate while this is going on though. Haz is gonna let that pylon complete. He's actually bringing his adept down to join the fight. That changes everything. Now it's GogojOey who might be in trouble here. Haz tried to make a shield battery, but the lings put a stop to that. Imagine if he gets that up. He's gonna rebuild it again, and this time the adept is there. GogojOey's gonna have to slow walk over a queen. And now a photon cannon's getting made. That hatch is in a lot of trouble. The queen is ambling over. She can transfuse that hatch. And a second queen is getting built at the hatch. Haz puts down a redundancy pylon. He's serious about this. And the shield battery's actually gonna finish. This could really go either way here. This is kind of cool. Haz is not reinforcing with units though, and the probe has been killed. Back at home, Haz is chrono boosting out an oracle. GogojOey has got to be distracted dealing with this. Hatch is down to half. That second queen needs to get birthed. Perhaps an emergency cesarean would help. Zealot needs that battery. Oh, he gets it just in time. The lings are really struggling here, but a second queen is gonna help. A third queen making her way over here. That's what Zerg really needs. Even better are the roaches at last in production. Even if Haz doesn't get the hatch, He has got to be happy with the sheer amount of disruption that he's caused. Okay, the roaches are here, and that's going to be the end of this. The hatch will be saved, but of course an Oracle dive is pretty imminent here. And Haz is already ahead on workers. Another very cool opening by Haz. The one consolation that GogojOey can have right now is that Haz is still on 2 bases. Oh, and Joey did get a spore up, so that's something he can retreat to. Because, of course, his queens are all widely out of position. He had to pull them off of his main. Zergling's looking to get active on the map. He needs to find out what's going on out there. Will GogojOey commit his roaches? They have been spotted by the oracles. Oh, he's actually got the oracles clicked on him. They're just like heckling the roaches, not attacking. Where do you think you're going? You think you're going to surprise anybody? I don't think so. The roaches are too intimidated by the heckling. They're pulling back. Eventually the oracles are going to save up enough energy. They could actually kill a roach. There it is. You don't see that every day. But they got to be bone dry. How many roaches can you kill with oracles? Remember, that pulsar beam is designed to do damage against light type. It doesn't do a whole lot against roaches. The void ray that Haz is making, on the other hand, that is a pretty solid roach killer. Okay, so GogojOey has his worker lead back. And now he's out mining Haz, who still doesn't have a 3rd base. So for all the cool damage that Haz has done, it might not matter all that much if GogojOey gets that Zerg juggernaut economy going after all. Zerg sacks an overlord and will see the Void Ray and the Twilight Council. That's gonna tell him he can't take his foot off the pedal for that queen production. Haz is queuing up minerals. I do think he's gonna expand. Or he's just too busy microing his oracles. These oracles have been having a pretty good game. 2 more drone kills and they're still both alive. Oh, scratch that, make it 5. Oh, Haz is adding 2 more Stargates. He's taking it up to triple Stargate. Oh, more roach killing by oracles. Seriously, I think oracles need a license to do that. He's actually gonna get one. Though in fairness, the cannon did most of the work there. +1 air attack for Haz. There's no ambiguity as to what his battle plan is. GogojOey's still getting his lair, so we don't really know yet. He's still adding roaches, but nothing that really screams he's about to attack with them. Cue the mass void ray production. Haz has finally put down that 3rd. There might be an opportunity for GogojOey to shut that down, but in a minute or 2, Haz's army supply is just going to shoot right up. Oh, those oracles are still at it. They've been distracting the Zerg all game long. They've got 9 kills between them, but it feels like 20. Okay, we're breaking rocks. Could be a potential queen walk here. Doesn't have to mean anything, but the roach count just keeps rising. Oh, and now roach speed is starting up. Oh, those oracles. Haz's APM is so low, yet his oracles have been so effective all game long. If they had more energy, they'd have done so much more damage. Haz is passing on drone kills because the tank is just empty. +1 ranged attack starts up for GogojOey. Haz is getting the queen walk vibes as well. He's adding a shield battery and a cannon at his 3rd. But by the time the queens get there, he's gonna have so many void rays. The roach count is about to climb to 14. GogojOey tries for a door challenge, no luck there. He'll chase down a hapless probe instead. But Lings are not gonna be the answer here. No 4th base for GogojOey still. That's gotta signal that he's gonna be trying for a large attack. And as soon as I say that, we see the outline of a 4th. He might still be attacking, he just has the good courtesy to expand behind it. More drone kills for the oracles. We're later in the game, so they're not quite as impactful. But it's still crazy good. And Haz is still doing it with an APM under 250. There's hope for the rest of us. The oracles also got the scout on the Hydra Den, by the way. So it's not gonna be a Roach Ravager Queen Walk. I think. The plan is going to be to try to deal with the mass void rays with Hydras. That is something that has not been working out very well for Zergs in Europe as of late. But I think the void rays actually got bored waiting for the queen walk. They're going to come out. That's great for GogojOey because there's no shield batteries. But of course it's bad if he straight up loses to it. The other advantage for Zerg is if he fights the void rays on creep, he can get his spores involved. I like this. If your void rays are attacking me, they're not available to defend your base. Something that was factually true until Haz performed a recall. That ability, triggered from the Nexus, is called Strategic Recall. Fun fact, originally the scientists from Ire invented the non-strategic recall, but the marketing department just wouldn't go for it. Then they tried to rename it Cowardly Recall. But again, it didn't perform very well in focus groups. Then they hired the guys from Mad Men and they came up with the name Strategic Recall. Haz, dear to my heart, is researching flux veins, and he forces the cancel on the Zerg 4th. Oh, that hurt. That thing was a millisecond away from being done. And now Haz is actually out-resourcing the Zerg, just slightly. But that's a stat that the Zerg really needs to be ahead on at this phase of the game. GogojOey now cranking out the Hydras. We'll see how that goes. I really like to see a Viper helping out the Hydras with the Ducks. Zerg does not actually have Hive Tech though. Those Oracles actually have 20 kills now, and they're just like hanging out with the Void Rays pretending to be part of the pack. They can always drop Revelations and help the Void Rays kill creep. GogojOey's gonna have to transfuse like an ER hospital if he's gonna keep his units alive. The Hydras need to get grouped up if they're gonna make a difference here. Good news for GogojOey is that Haz is not made of Battle Duct. There's no sign of Storm research. As Haz does a lot of the time, he is without splash. And Hydras are always really good against a Protoss opponent without splash damage. Did I really say always though? How about Mass Void Ray? Like triple Stargate Void Ray with +2 air attack and flex veins. The players seem to have agreed to battle this out in the middle. No shield batteries for Protoss, but no creep for the Zerg. The Void Ray cloud is getting pretty low on shields here. But boy, just the smallest love tap from those things does so much damage. Haz is now ahead on army, ahead on supply, and he's still making Void Rays 3 at a time. GogojOey does have his 4th backup, and he's trying to drone it up. That could change his fortunes, as could some good bile hits. But no, the Queens are just gone. There's more Void Rays than Hydras. I just don't think the math works. Honestly, if I'm GogojOey, I just take everything I have, and I just try to kill the Oracles. Forget the game, forget the series, just don't let those Oracles live any longer. They're just acting so swarmy. Oh, terrific bile hits on those Adepts. I'm not sure it'll save anything here, but that was a great shot. Yes, he got the Oracles! Mission accomplished. He's gonna lose the game, but I think that's a moral victory. GG! Haz gets out of the group. GogojOey will have to fight his way through a deciders match. Well, I think the story here wasn't too controversial. Haz double delays GogojOey's hatch, puts him behind, and then keeping up with this triple Stargate Void Ray is a pretty tall order. So congratulations to Haz. Oh, and hey, a few of you guys have been watching some of the back catalog of my videos. I really appreciate that. So if there's anything that interests you there, feel free to check it out. And just by way of a bit of a teaser, I've also just cast a series by one of my all-time favorite players. I haven't been able to get a replay from him from ages, but I finally did, and it turned out to be a fantastic series, so keep your eye peeled for that. And if anybody can correctly guess who I'm referring to, you've been watching this channel for a long time, and you totally rock. And lastly, the rumor that somebody successfully pulled a Nexus recall cheese on me yesterday, I'd like to set the record straight and say it's totally false and that never happened, because that would be way too embarrassing. Have yourselves a most excellent weekend, and from my base to yours, Zugzwang out. To continue your Starcraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Or you can stimpack your Starcraft experience. Subscribe to Zugzwang Starcraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.